Do you ever feel exhausted, drained, tired, or unmotivated? Do you feel burnt out? Do you ever feel like you are constantly carrying a heavy burden? Well, I want you to take a deep breath. Overworking is not effective. Having a day of rest will actually make you feel more refreshed and renewed. God Himself gave us a day of rest. You see, in the beginning, God created heavens and earth. During the 6 days of creation, God created light, water, vegetations, animals, and living creatures. And on the seventh day, God rested. On the seventh day, God rested from all His work He had done, and He blessed that day and made it holy. God, who worked for 6 days, creating heavens and earth, rested on the seventh day from His work. Not because He was tired, but because He wanted to set an example for us. He gave us a day of rest. What is rest? Let us use the Merriam-Webster dictionary to define rest according to the word's perspective. The Merriam-Webster dictionary provides 4 definitions for the term rest. 1. Rest is lying down. 2. Rest is ceasing from action or motion. 3. Rest is to be free from anxiety or disturbance. 4. Rest is to sit or lie fixed. Although these definitions provide an accurate representation of the term rest, but this isn't the rest I want to talk about. I want to talk about the rest of God, the rest God gave us since creation. This rest is not physical or mental. I am talking about the rest in the Bible, the true rest. Many Christians believe that the rest God spoke in the Bible is a physical rest. However, this rest is neither physical nor mental. This rest is not a cessation of work, but it is a spiritual renewal, a spiritual awakening. We have this rest when we lean our understanding on Jesus. It is when we allow Jesus to take our burdens. It is when we take the yoke of Jesus upon us. In Matthew 11, verse 28 and 29, Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened. I'll give you rest. Take up my yoke and learn from me, because I am lowly and humbled in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." There are 2 things we can learn from both verses. 1, we can only find true rest in Jesus. 2, in Him we find rest for our souls. Jesus gives us rest for our souls, and true rest is in Jesus. How does rest play a part on the Sabbath day? Every week we enter God's rest. What does that mean? What is the correlation between this rest and the Sabbath? God created the Sabbath day for us. After 6 days of labor, God put apart the Sabbath day, or the 7th day. He made it holy and sanctified it. As Jesus said in Mark 2, verse 27 and 28, the Sabbath was made for men, and not men for the Sabbath. Therefore the Son of Man is also Lord of the Sabbath. Many people claim that the Sabbath day is abolished in the New Testament, but that's not true. In the New Testament, Jesus himself went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and he observed the Sabbath. He showed us it is good to do good on the Sabbath when he healed a man with shriveled hand. When Jesus came on earth, he did not come to abolish the law, rather he came to fulfill the law. God's Sabbath is one of the 4 commandments found in Exodus 20 verses 8 through 11. All God's commandments are withstanding. The Sabbath is a small example of what heaven will be like. It is a foretaste of what heaven is like. Observing the Sabbath is the closest we will have to experience heaven, because during that day we have a chance to wholeheartedly accept God and spend time in His Word without any distraction from the world. On that day, we learn to take the yoke of Jesus upon us and be free from our burdens. This day allows us to be removed from the world, to remove any distractions in our lives, and to focus our minds and souls on God's creation, His grace, and His love. It is during that day we truly experience rest. God set this day apart because He wanted us to see what every day in heaven will be like. In heaven, there will not be any burden, work, or troubles, but there will be worship, joy, praise, love, and harmony. This is what the Lord wants us to do during the Sabbath day. This Sabbath is a weekly reminder that we need to refocus and rewind in God's love. It reminds us of God's creation and God's love. This type of rest doesn't start on the Sabbath day. However, it starts throughout the entire week and continues until the 7th day. In conclusion, God's Sabbath is the true rest. In Jesus, we find true rest. If we focus on God's love, if we learn to worship Him and read His Word daily, then we've experienced a little taste of heaven. This is why we need a day of rest each week. This is why we need Jesus each week.